Hello everybody, welcome back to Microsoft Excel 2013 step by step. This is chapter 6, reordering and summarizing data. In this chapter you will study more about sorting data than sorting data by using custom lists, organizing data into levels, and then looking up information in a worksheet. Most of the time, when you enter data in a Microsoft Excel worksheet, you will enter it in chronological order. For example, you can enter hourly shipment data in a worksheet starting with the first hour of the day and ending the last hour. The data would naturally be displayed in order to you entered it, but that might not always be the best arrangement to answer your question. For instance, you might want to sort your data so that the top row in your worksheet shows the day of the month with the highest package volume, with subsequent rows displaying the remaining days in decreasing order of the package volumes handled. You can also sort data based on the contents of more than one column. A good example is sorting package handling data by week, day, and then hour of the day. Now, sorting worksheet data is, well, when you sort data in worksheet, you rearrange it and you rearrange the worksheet rows based on the content of cells in a particular column or set of columns. For example, you can sort a worksheet to find your highest revenue services. You can sort a group of rows in a worksheet in a number of ways, but the first step is to identify the column that will provide the values by which the rows should be sorted. In the revenue example, you could find the highest revenue totals by sorting on the cells in the revenue column. First, you would select the cells in the revenue column and display the home tab. Then in the editing group, in the sort filter list, clicking sort largest to smallest makes then Excel put the row with the highest value in the revenue column at the top of the worksheet and continue down to the lowest value. If you want to sort the rows in the opposite order, you can also do it in the sort and filter list by clicking sort smallest to largest. Finally, from the overview list, you can select how you want Excel to sort the columns values. As with the sort and filter buttons list, the exact values that appear in the order list change to reflect the data to be sorted. Now let's set up and open the shipping summary workbook located in chapter 6. Okay, click cell C3. In the Home tab, Editing group, then go for the Sort and Filter button, and then in the list click Sort A to Z. Okay, now that you have it, Excel sorts the data by a season with the season listed in alphabetic order. In the Sort and Filter list, click Custom Sort to open the Sort dialog box. And display the parameters of the sort you just applied. If it's not already selected, select the My Data Has Headers checkbox, and then in the column list, click Customer, if it's necessary, the Sort On list, click Values, and then A to Z in the order list. Then click Add Level to create a new sorting level. And then in the new column list, click Revenue. In the order list, click Largest to Smallest. Click OK to close the Sort dialog box and sort the data list. In the Sort and Filter list, click Custom Sort to open the Sort dialog box once again, and then click Then By, which selects Revenue Sorting. Click the Move Up button. And then click OK to close the Sort dialog box. And the data got sorted like that. In the cell C3, then in the Home tab editing group, so click Sort Filter, click the Custom Sort, open it, and in the Sort by Row, click Revenue, and then Values, and a Sort on List. Sort on List is click Cell Color. The new list control that appears in a sort of row, click on Button to have Excel put the revenue cells that have no cell color on the button. Click OK to have Excel sort the data list. Okay. Now this exercise has been completed, and we can start with sorting data by using custom lists. The default setting for Excel is to sort numbers according to their values and to sort words in alphabetical order, but that pattern doesn't work for some sets of values. One example in which sorting a list of values in alphabetical order would yield incorrect results is the month of the years. In an alphabetical calendar, April is the first month and September is the last. Fortunately, Excel recognizes a number of special lists, such as days of the week and months of the year. You can have Excel sort the contents of a worksheet based on values in a known list. If needed, you can create your own list of values. For example, the default list of weekdays in Excel start with Sunday. If you keep your business records based on the Monday through Sunday week, you can create a new list that has Monday as a first day and Sunday as a last day. In this exercise, we will sort data by using a custom list. We need to open the shipping custom file or workbook. Now we have it. And then in this worksheet, please select G4 to G7. Click the File tab and then Options, and to open the Excel Options dialog box. Verify that the cell range, on the advanced page, of course, first, right? Then, so on the advanced page, in the general group, now, here we go. Click Edit Custom List. To open the custom list dialog box, verify that the cell range G4 to G7 appears in the input list from cell field, and then click Import to add a new list to the custom list box. Click OK twice to close the custom lists dialog box, and then the Accept Options dialog box. Click cell C3, and now on the Home tab editing groups, click Sort and Filter, and then click Custom Sort to open the Sort dialog box. Click the rule in the Sort by Row, and then click Delete Label. To remove the sorting rule. Necessary in the new Sort by Row, in the column list, click Season, and then in the same row in the order list, click Custom List to open the Custom List dialog box. Spring, Summer, Fall, Winter, and then click OK, right, click OK, and then click OK again. Now you have it Spring, Summer, Fall, Winter, sorted according to the seasons. Thank you for your attention, and once again we can move on and start with organizing data into levels. After you have sorted the rows in an Excel worksheet or entered the data so that doesn't need to be sorted, you can have Excel calculate subtotals or totals for a portion of the data. In a worksheet with sales data for 3 different product categories, for example, you can sort the products by category, select all the cells that contain data, and then open the subtotal dialog box. To open the subtotal dialog box, display the Data tab, and then in the outline group, click Subtotal. In the subtotal dialog box, you can choose the column on which to base your subtotals, such as every change of value in a year column, the summary calculation you want to perform, and the columns that have values to be summarized. Now there are 3 levels, and you have a level button, and the first level is grand total, the second level is subtotals for each group, and the third is individual rows in the worksheet. So in this exercise, we will add subtotals to the worksheet and then show and hide different groups of data in our worksheet by using the outline that appears. We need, for this exercise, group by quarter, and let's start. Click any cell in the data list. So any cell. Then, on the Data tab in the Outline group, click Subtotal. To open the Subtotal dialog box. The Subtotal dialog box displays the default options to add a subtotal. And every change in the year column to return the sum of the values in the subtotal rows, and to add a row with a subtotal values in the package volume column below the final selected row. Click OK to close the subtotal dialog box. New rows should appear. And the new rows are numbered 14 and 27. A row that contains the grand total of all rows also appears. That is in the row 28. Click the row heading of row 5. Right, and then let's drag to the row heading of row 7 to select the rows consequently from 5 to 7. On the Data tab in the Outline group, click Group to make rows through 7 into a new group. On the outline bar appears a new level in the outline area, and the corresponding level 4 button appears at the top of the outline area. In the outline area, click the Hide Details. Right. And then hide detail. You can still continue with level 2 and a level 1. And once you want to get everything back, you just click again to unhide the data. that was it. Looking at information in a worksheet. So now it's time to start with VLOOKUP function, which is going to be very, very interesting. So I would definitely suggest you to consider it, and also for the future, because you might have to use it in a continuous way. Now in VLOOKUP, you have a lookup value, a table array, a column index number, and range of lookup. Now, lookup value is the value to be found in the first column of the named range specified by the table array argument. The lookup value argument can be a value, a cell reference, or a text string. The table array, the multi-column range or name of the range or Excel table to be searched. And the column index number is the number of the column in the named range that has the value to be returned. A range lookup is a true or false decision value indicating whether the function should find an approximate match. So something all around, but not exact match. So approximate value would be true, and the exact match would be false for the lookup value. And this is 1 and 0. You can also say it. So let's start with VLOOKUP functions. And you also have the chance to do it in the other way, not a vertical but horizontal lookup with HLOOKUP. We will do both, and you have to be sure that you understand it clearly. You need the shipment log workbook located in the chapter 6 practice folder. To complete this exercise. In this exercise, we will just do the VLOOKUP function, VLOOKUP exercise, and after that, later on, I will add an HLOOKUP as well. In cell C3, enter the full formula VLOOKUP. Okay. First I need the shipment log, right? And then after that, cell 3, I can use a VLOOKUP. B3, once again, you guys use comma, I use semicolon. Shipments 5 and true or false, true or false, true or false, true or false. So let's say false. VLOOKUP B3, shipments 5 false. It should be actually an error message right now, which I also got, and now it's a 0 value for me. Now in B3, oh sorry, that was C3. Oh gosh, I made a mistake here. Let's start again. Never mind. it's always good to start such a very important function a few times so that you get used to it. Shipments, you can already take the name, and then 5 is the column index number, and then you have to go for false, and I close it. Now there you have the and per error code. Now in cell B3, enter SI3049224 and then press enter. The value 51102 appears in cell C3. In cell C3, added a formula so that it reads VLOOKUP B3 shipments to false. So now let's go and in C3 edit the formula so that it reads VLOOKUP B3 shipments for and true. The value is 14020. In cell B3, let's type again SI and then 304 920 9. The value in cell B3 is smaller than the smallest value in the shipments table, first column, so the VLOOKUP formula displays an N/A error code in cell C3. Now let's take the value at the end 45. B3 is greater than the last value in the table's first column, so the VLOOKUP formula displays the last value in the target column, in this case the fourth column. Therefore, the incorrect value 44493 appears in cell C3. The error occurs because the range lookup argument is set to true. Now let's find an interesting thing here. Let's do it times 1. The same happens. How come that I can a true multiply by 1? How does it happen? How can it happen? Now let's do it again. Equal to true is true. Okay, now let's multiply by 1. It's 1. The reason is because true is 1 and false would be 0. Okay, so let's go for it. Let's do false here, or let's take 0. Then it's N/A again, as it should be. because that's the exact match. Now we don't have any exact match for this value, and the last value is actually 44. So let's take 44 last value, and we have number 4 column. Yeah, it's correct with false or 0. Thank you once again for your attention, and we just finished chapter 6.